Here we go on transformations, day 6 for your notebook. Today we're talking about clockwise and counterclockwise. Okay, clockwise, think of how a clock spins. So clockwise goes this direction. Counterclockwise goes in the opposite direction, backwards of a clock. It's going that direction. Okay? So if you need a little bit more, you can always look it up. You could look at my little hints that we talked about at transformations day 1 that looked something like this. Clockwise, it's going in the direction and spinning in the direction of a clock. Counterclockwise, backwards. Okay? So you are simply just moving the image. You also need to know a quarter turn, a half turn, what that means, and that's all based on the unit circle. So if we started here at the top, so here's your start. This is a quarter turn. We often say, oh, it's a quarter past noon. That means it's 12:15. A quarter past 1. That means it's 1:15. So a quarter means a quarter turn for 90 degrees. This is a half turn. So a half turn or a quarter turn. Half turn, like 130, 230. So you turned it 180 degrees. Okay. So if I need to turn the shape a quarter turn clockwise. Clockwise, okay? Clockwise is blue. I know I'm turning this direction. So a quarter turn is 90 degrees. If you want to visualize it, turn your paper a quarter turn 90 degrees. Okay, so the arrow will be pointing towards my dot cam or towards the windows. It'll be pointing to the right. So I'm turning it this way, a quarter turn. And you're just sketching it. So just sketch an arrow or an object the best you can. Okay, next I'm turning a half turn. So it's got to flip upside down, counterclockwise. So that means I'm going backwards. So I'm actually going to turn my paper counterclockwise, 90 degrees. And this is what my shape should look like when I turn it back over and draw it there. So flip it all the way over, 180 degrees, and it should look something like that. So I'm, again, to visualize, I'm going to turn my paper from straight up, counterclockwise, so towards the left, 180 degrees, a half turn. And then turn it back and redraw that. Okay, turn the shape a quarter turn, counterclockwise. So a quarter turn counterclockwise. So I'm going to turn my paper. A quarter turn counterclockwise. And this is what my shape should look like now. Okay, so I'm going to go back and then try to remember what that shape looked like. It looks something like this. Okay, turn the shape, half turn clockwise. Clockwise, half turn. So a half turn clockwise. So visualize, this is what it should look like. Remember that, remember that, remember that, remember that. Draw it. Okay, a quarter turn counterclockwise. Quarter turn counterclockwise. So remember what this looks like. The arrow now points up. Okay, turn it back. And there we go. Check out those answers and your homework.